Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I will be your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my half here, half not here brother.
Yes.
And I don't mean because he's missed a couple of podcasts here and there. I mean, he's half into the podcast and half into the football game that's going on. That's brother right. Alex. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I just realized I forgot my jersey at home, but that's all right. Maybe that way we'll win.
I hope we win.
You are not part of we. You are part of some other team. Yes.
No, I'm a Giants fan. I like
You're not.
Yes, I am.
You're not a Giants first fan.
It depends. We have this argument all the time.
You can't have two teams. Number one.
I root for the Cowboys.
Right.
And I also root for the Giants. As a child of the 70s.
That makes it worse being from the same division.
Yeah, I know. But as a child of the 70s, right, I'm from that generation where there's a lot of Atlanta fans because they only got TBS. There's a lot of Chicago fans because they only got WGN. And there's a lot of Dallas fans because in the 70s they were America's team. They were always on TV. So...
Yeah, that's back when TVs had the bunny ears.
Right, the bunny ears and all that. So, yes... I root for the Cowboys. I also root for the Giants. Obviously, this season, with the Giants being as bad as they are, I root for the Cowboys more than the Giants.
That's horrible.
It's the truth. There's a ton of damn near 50-year-old guys out there that are the same way.
No.
There's a lot of people.
I don't know. I think, like, East Coast Cowboy fans are just Cowboys fans. And they're old, and they're like, you know, middle age and up.
Did you just call them middle aged?
Yeah, well, I consider middle aged like 30, 35.
So you consider yourself middle aged?
I consider myself middle aged.
You're not
what is middle age anyway? Like, where does it start?
To me, middle age is 50 and up. So I'm damn near middle aged.
So once you get to 50, you're gonna raise it up to like 55.
Right. Once I get to 50, I'll be like, middle age is 55 to. Because, you know, people are living longer, so middle age keeps creeping up.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Like, what is middle? Like, it's no...
I tell you what, like, I get so confused with, like, you hear all these things about, like, baby boomers and Generation X and millennials, and I don't know any of that shit. It all... I confuse them all. I don't know what age or what time frame. Same thing with the middle age comment. I don't recognize any of that stuff. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Whatever. We're both middle aged. We'll just leave it at that.
Sure. Why not? So you want to talk football first?
Yeah, we can start with football.
This
is what makes football king to me. Besides the betting aspect of it, the gambling.
The fantasy.
And the fantasy is it's week 7. No, I'm sorry, week 17. It's week 14. And, you know, a game like the Texans against the Broncos, you would have thought, or you would have never thought, that the Texans were going to lose the way they did. The Rams end up playing a great game of football, beat the Seahawks.
And all of a sudden, at 8-5, they look really good.
Right, and so my point is, you just never know with football. It's literally a week-to-week league.
Yes.
And it's just so much parity. Like, you really just don't know what's gonna happen.
It's really weird.
Like, this week gave us like really good games, I think.
Yeah, no, there were, you know, the Kansas City New England game was a really good game.
Even the Thursday night game,
it was a good game.
You know,
it was a good game.
It was decent,
but
for a Thursday night.
Yeah, for a Thursday night. 'Cause usually on Thursday night you get real stinkers, but it's amazing to me that even though you say it's week to week, some of the same themes keep coming through over and over again, right?
Yes.
Like, so once again, at 8-5, I'm gonna say the Texans are the best 8-5 team you'll ever see, and they are the worst 8-5 team you'll ever see. Not only was that Broncos game shocking, but it was shocking coming off of what they did to New England the week before. Yep. Now, New England's having some offensive troubles. They're struggling to move the ball. But still, to the way they got sliced up by Denver and a rookie quarterback, it's incredible to me. And when you see that dichotomy of performance, when you see the so good and the so bad, I hate to say it, that's Bill O'Brien, man. That's you got to get rid of that guy. That guy is not going to take you to the next level. That's coaching.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's half and half, but I mean, either way, you can't put up a performance like that on in the 14th week of the season when you're now fighting for a division, because now the Titans are creeping up on you, and you played so well against the Patriots. You at this point, the really good teams have to beat the good and the bad teams. The good teams got to beat the mediocre and down teams. Right. Like Texans had no business losing that game, especially the way they did. I think it'd be give them the benefit of the doubt if it was like a field goal game, right down to the wire. But I mean, they got blown out from the very beginning. At home, yeah. At home, yeah.
To a Denver team that's not. And look, the one problem Denver has had all year is scoring.
Yeah.
And they hung 38 on them. Now, granted, one of them was a defensive touchdown, but still, you give up 31 points to that Denver offense, you got problems. Like, what is. And I know you say it's the players, it's the coaching. No. If you have the talent to do what they did to New England last week, if you have the talent to go to Kansas City with a healthy Patrick Mahomes and do to them what they did to them back in October, then you have the talent.
Right.
So when you lay these stinkers, it's coaching. Yeah, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, you just can't lose games like this.
It's crazy.
Late in the season.
Absolutely crazy. I do not understand it, and we sound like a broken record, or at least I do, because I say this every week. I just don't know. Like if I gambled, I would never go near a Texans game, because you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get on any given Sunday, literally.
Man, props to the Titans. I mean, Ryan Tannehill is the perfect example of a guy who's going to fucking get paid
and is not worth it.
Do nothing next year. Like, he's going to have Jameis Winston stats next season. But Tannehill is he's like 6-1 as a starter. I mean, he's doing what, he's doing a good job. What he had, what they brought him in for, in case they needed him, and they need him, and he's doing well.
They are tied at the top with the Texans, but
they're tied.
And they're tied. They're both 8-5.
Oh,
but
Texans have the tiebreaker, no?
The tiebreaker doesn't matter really, because they play head to head twice. They play this coming week and then the last week of the season.
Okay, right, yeah.
So the tiebreaker now is something else, but it's not going to matter because you have the two head-to-head games, which will probably.
Well, if they split, then they have.
Yeah, then it'll matter. But
so as of now, then if they do split, the Texans would be first.
Right.
Would win the division.
Yes, but they go to It's at Tennessee this week, and then at Houston 2 weeks later. How exciting is that going to be? That's a great finish.
And they still have to win the middle games.
With the Buccaneers, but
shit,
with the Texans,
I'll be scared to play. But I'll be scared to play the Bucs. The Bucs are putting up points lately,
and it's in Tampa, right? And look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's the Dolphins or the Jets or the Redskins or the Patriots or the Chiefs or the Ravens. With the Texans, you just never know.
Yeah?
You just never know. And look, they control their own destiny, as do the Titans, right? I mean, you win if you win both games head to head, chances are you're going to win the division. Well, yeah, you are going to win the division, right?
Right.
So that's all you have to do. That's it. Scary, huh?
They're going to, well, for them.
Yeah, it's dicey. And now,
I think they split. I think they end up splitting.
You think the home team wins both games?
Not necessarily the home team, but yeah, I mean, I think they split those. So who does Tennessee have
left?
Yeah,
well, they've got the Texans twice, and the middle game for them is the Saints.
Oh, well, see, I think in Tennessee.
That's at home.
In Tennessee,
they could make hay with that. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be that's gonna be interesting to see. The Colts and Jaguars are obviously out of it, so it's a 2-team race now. It comes down to those two.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of the Saints, I mean, they were clearly involved in the best game of the day yesterday.
Oh yeah, that was
against the
hell of a
49ers.
game.
Man, there was a lot of points scored. A lot of points scored. Both teams, but more surprisingly, the 49ers, I was really shocked to see how Shanahan coached that game.
Yeah.
I mean, playbook was wide open. They ran plays that I've just never seen in college before, I think. And I like that because it shows that, the coach is adapting to what the NFL is. You can't be cookie cutter.
Well, and he's adapting to the talent that he has. He's had to adapt with some injuries. I think he's doing a great job. He's probably your coach of the year this year.
The 49ers sold me with yesterday's game because I can't remember who they play next, but the past 3 weeks they're 2-1. They played the Packers, the Ravens, and the Saints. Right? They blew out the Packers. They lost a close one to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Show that they can hang with them and kind of contain.
Well, it wasn't close, right?
It was a game-winning field goal. Ravens kicked a game-winning field goal in that game.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about another game.
And
I was thinking about the Ravens and the Rams.
And now the 49ers showed you that they can go toe-to-toe, blow for blow, points for points.
Yeah.
Right? So that I think, now that, to me, that makes them
legit.
A complete team. I think they were legit before, but I think now it just kind of, I don't know, for me, solidifies it more. Like, just watching them play these past 3 weeks, they've shown different ways they can win and hang in games.
The scary thing with them is the way the NFC is right now. It's just home field advantage is going to be a big deal. You don't have to worry about the winner from the East, right? Because that guy is going to get knocked out probably in the wild card round. But out west, you've got the Niners and Seattle battling it out. There's a 1-game difference there.
Mm-hmm.
To win the division. You've got the Saints are obviously going to win their division. They're at 10-3, but they're going to lose the tiebreaker to the 49ers with the loss. So, but they're fighting for a 1 or 2 seed to play at home. And then you've got the NFC North, which is the Packers at 10-3, Minnesota at 9-4, right there. So it's going to be tough. It looks like the field is set. The Rams are sitting at 8-5, so they're a game behind Minnesota for the last wild card spot. But man, it's going to be tough. Any of those teams could end up winning the division, and it'd make a big difference where you play.
Well, I'm just now reading this. 49ers center Richburg out for the year. That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good.
And you know what? They have been hit with quite a few injuries this year.
They have, and they've been able to overcome them.
But after a while...
Your center, though, is...
Yeah, and look, after a while, it's tough to continue to plug holes and make adjustments. So it's going to be really interesting.
And, that was a real big game for both because that's the difference of being the number 1 seed or the number 5 seed.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
well,
it can be.
Not in the case of the Saints, but certainly in the case of the Niners.
Right, because they have another team.
Because they could end up losing the division if they don't win that game.
Right.
And they still could lose the division because the Seahawks are right on their heels. And like you said earlier, the Rams are looking good now. The Rams are sitting there at 8-5. They probably have to win out, and they got to go to Dallas. They've got to beat the Niners, and then they've got to play Arizona. So they don't have an easy road to hoe, but they're playing good football. Their defense is looking pretty sharp, and it's going to be interesting to see. Who do you think? Who do you think is going to win that division?
The West?
Yeah.
I think the Niners will still win it. I think they'll win it. I mean, they still have to play Seattle and the Rams and the Falcons. Mm-hmm. So, they should be able to win it. I don't see...
I disagree. I think Seattle wins that division. They've got the Panthers, Arizona, and San Francisco to finish the year. So they got 2 weeks to really, win games and put the pressure on San Francisco. And then they set up for the big game. And remember, they beat them earlier this year, and it's at home this time. Mm-hmm. So I'm leaning towards Seattle still pulling off the division. Do the Rams get in or not? Will they be able to pass up Minnesota?
I mean, if they can finish the season the way they played last night, yeah. But I mean, who knows what McVay? I mean, Gurley looked good yesterday, so I don't know. I mean, it feels like they feed him the ball at times, then they don't, and they go away from it. I don't know what I think from the beginning we said earlier in the year McVay's overthinking things.
I think I think this year he is.
He's trying to be a little too perfect maybe with the play calling. I don't know, but it's gonna be tough. The advantage is that they play within the division, right? So they can make up some ground that way, and then try to win their other games
right. And the only downside is Minnesota's got a bit of an easier road. They've got San Diego, the Packers, and the Bears. Yeah. And they're still fighting for a division as well, so that's going to be interesting at the top over there as well.
The Packers just don't. I mean,
still don't do it for you.
No, they
did
still
you see
don't.
how they manhandled the Redskins yesterday?
Yeah,
scored a whopping 20 points on there. That was disappointing.
20 points.
But
I mean, they got to win.
Point differential isn't how they do it in football. So
no,
a win is a win.
They got the win. It's a game that you're supposed to win at the end of the day. So
certainly they are the quietest 10-3 team out there.
Yeah, I mean I would say so, right? Yeah.
And then dare we talk about the NFC East?
I mean, the NFC East. Does Gerritt still have a job?
I think the Redskins still have an outside chance to win the East.
If only there were a few more games.
No, I mean they could look if they win out. If the Redskins win out,
that would be something.
If the Redskins win out, they'll be 6-10.
You know what? Fuck that. I'm a Redskins fan for the next 3 weeks.
Look, they control their own destiny. They play the Eagles, the Giants, and the Cowboys.
Wow.
Can you imagine if they go 6-10 and somehow win?
That'd be great.
6-10 and they make the playoffs. The Giants are out.
That'd be great because I hate them the least I hate them less than Dallas and Philadelphia.
Really?
So, yeah, Washington. Nobody cares about Washington.
I hate Washington.
Until Washington starts winning, then I won't hate them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't like Washington. I never have. But, look, if the Eagles lose tonight, you'll have the Cowboys and the Eagles at 6-7, the Redskins and the Giants at 3-10. The Redskins and the Giants at 3-10 will still have a shot at winning the NFC East.
That's insane.
Can you imagine if Eli Manning takes the Giants on a 4-0 run to finish 6-10?
That'd be.
They win the division.
I
almost want to see that happen.
Washington plays the Giants, huh?
They play all three of them.
Okay, so that can't happen then.
Both of them go 6-10.
Yeah.
No, both of them
that's
can't.
What I was.
You're hoping all four teams.
Well, that'd be even more interesting.
No, I think it's impossible for all four teams to go 6-10.
Yeah.
When they play so many games amongst themselves, but look, the Cowboys do not look the part of a team that's going to win a division, and quite frankly, neither do the Eagles. We'll see what they do tonight, but the last couple of weeks, I mean, the Eagles were 5-4 at one point. They've lost 3 straight, and those 3 games they've looked terrible.
Everybody in that division is on a losing streak. The Cowboys are 4-0 in the division. They got a plus 67 point differential. Everybody else is in the red. I don't understand how Dallas is so bad. Actually, I do. It's the redheaded stepchild. It's Jason Garrett.
It's coaching? In this case, you feel it's coaching.
I think now... Yes, I think it's very obvious it's coaching.
So you're saying that it's not the players now. Now you think it's the coach.
Yes. Yes.
Why would you say that? I mean, it's not like they have any talent.
They have plenty of talent.
My goodness,
He is
getting fired 5 minutes after the last game of the season if they don't make the playoffs. 5 minutes, I give it.
I am more shocked that he's not fired already. I really am shocked. And the way Jerry Jones came out has kind of spoken the past 2 weeks, especially this past week, I'm even more shocked that he's not fired.
Well, I'm
very surprised.
When you hear Jerry Jones talk, it really sounds like he's basically making his case for why he's going to fire him, without saying I'm going to fire him.
Yeah, just kill him right now. Just get it out the way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason. There's no reason. Here's the thing. Here's why I say he should be fired. I'm surprised he's not fired right now. Jason Garrett's attitude and demeanor and everything has boiled over to the players.
Yes.
The same as Pat Shurmur. The way they speak, the way they coach, their mannerisms. It's just the players are not buying into whatever halftime speech, pregame speech, practice walkthroughs.
They've tuned him out.
They are not buying into any of that.
Well, and the other thing is, at this point, I think the players believe he's going to get fired, so they no longer listen to him. Now they're thinking about taking care of their bodies, trying to be impressive so that they don't get released or whatever. They're worried about. They're trying to impress the next coach right now.
But I think that's the wrong move at this point in the season, and considering the situation that the Cowboys are in. I mean, Jerry Jones has to look at this and say, this guy's not cutting it. I guarantee you if the offensive coordinator or whoever he brings in to be the coach can have a better, more positive impact on the team than Gerritt has.
If for no other reason than the players will say, well, this might be my next boss, so I better shape up. If for no other reason, like even if they brought in if they made the defensive coordinator the head coach, the players would be like, well, this guy might get the job, so I gotta listen to this guy. Right?
I wouldn't even be thinking about that. I'm like, we're in the lead in the division with 3 games left, and we have to play, Washington and the Eagles still. It's there for us to take. I wouldn't even be thinking about long term. It's right now. Right now, you have the opportunity to win. Take advantage of the opportunity.
But my point is that as a player, I mean, you got to think about it from their perspective. Look, I'm sure all the players want to win the Super Bowl, but I'm sure players are pretty realistic as to how far they're going to go. And I don't think anyone on this Cowboys team thinks that they're a Super Bowl team. So what are they really playing for at this point? To get to the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes. But they're also playing for their next contract. They're playing for the next job. They don't want to get released. They don't want to get cut or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but players
There's
like...
also that factor.
Right, I understand. But players like Dak, Zeke, Cooper, Cobb, Gallup, the whole offense... There's a lot of players... They're not playing... Win now. You have the opportunity to win now. Take advantage of that opportunity. It's that opportunity may not be there next season. It may, you may have a first year coach. You may have a Lincoln Riley. You may have an Urban Meyer who's never coached in the NFL, and it's going to be a learning curve for the coach. And guess what? You may be stuck in a deeper situation than you are now. It may not work. So just what I'm saying is, Jerry Jones needs to save the season by making a move. Save the season now, because you're going to get... The winner of this division, sadly enough, is going to get a home game, and it matters a little bit. It matters,
Yeah.
So
no, you're right. I mean, in most situations, if a team is 6-7, they're not looking to make the playoffs. They're not looking to have a home playoff game. There is no point in firing a guy in the middle of the season. But in this case, I think you're absolutely right. There's still a lot to play for, and you could be in the playoffs. And I think Jerry Jones, by not doing something. I think he's basically said, well, we're going to ride or die, and whatever happens, happens.
I think the Cowboys still win. I mean, they have the better team out of them and Washington and the Eagles. Well, the Cowboys are winning this division.
I don't know. I'm not sold. Back to the AFC. So now Baltimore is really in the driver's seat for the 1 seed, which the 1 seed is important. You want the playoffs to run through you.
And you want the rest.
And, that's 1 and 2 seeds, right?
Yeah.
But more importantly, you want the conference championship game at home, if at all possible. They are 1 game up on the Patriots, who, Geez, has there ever been a more maligned 10-3 team than the Patriots? I mean, people talk about the Patriots like
look,
they're 6-7, and they're 10-3.
I think the fans booing is an indication that they even see the ship sinking. Slowly.
Yeah, you gotta wonder
Because
offensively.
yeah, they look pretty bad offensively, man.
Can they adjust? I heard a comment that I thought was very telling. Tom Brady, throughout his career, has thrown to the right situation. Now he tries, regardless of which receiver was in that situation, that's where he went. He went to the right place with the ball. Now, because he has no trust, he only goes, sometimes he goes to the wrong place. He goes to his favorite target, which is Edelman. And Edelman is being double teamed. Edelman's not the kind of receiver that deserves to be double teamed. You know what I mean?
It's not 4'9".
It's not like he's Larry Fitzgerald or Jerry Rice.
Right.
But they're doing that because that's his only option. And so he has no one to throw the ball to. They're not running the ball well. So offensively, they seem like they can't do anything right. Can they get that fixed by the end of the year or by the time the playoffs roll around? Look, they're going to make the playoffs.
I think the only way they fix it is if they find another deep threat. I mean, that's the only way.
Can Randy Moss come out of retirement?
I mean, hey, Antonio Brown's out there. You know, he's said I'm sorry and he wants his job back and whatever. I mean,
no one's touching that guy.
I don't know why not. I mean, what the fuck are the Patriots thinking? Take the guy back. The guy wants to play. Brady wants him. Just take him back.
He's got a situation with the NFL too, right? With that lawsuit.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I mean,
even if they try to take him back, he may end up suspended.
Yeah, he may not be able to play.
But then again, if you take him back now, he gets suspended for a game or two. You can have him back before the end of the season, and then maybe use him in the playoffs.
Yeah, and then that defense can only do so much. Yeah. But the offense is really in trouble because any day you have the Kansas City Chiefs defense look the way they did yesterday, your offense is not good because the Chiefs defense is not that great.
Now, it's funny, we're not hearing a whole lot about this, but I think it's very important to say for all the people that say the Patriots catch all the breaks, the Patriots got hosed yesterday.
About time.
I mean, the referees screwed them over. That one play where the guy dives into the end zone and they called him out of bounds at the 2.
I didn't see that one.
That wasn't even close. I mean, he's inbounds by a good 6 inches. And I mean, it's hard to imagine the Patriots it's hard to imagine anyone missing that call or getting screwed over on a call like that, let alone the Patriots. But they got completely screwed. And that was really a game-changing play because then they don't score the touchdown and then they don't tie the game up.
The game-changing play for me was the Travis Kelce non-fumble call.
Well, that was another one.
I mean, they called it because forward progression, and so he was going back. But I mean, he was running. Nobody was on him until finally somebody tackled him. The guy whoever picked it up, I can't remember, would have scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Well, they got hosed 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, they really took a beating from the refs yesterday.
But nobody feels bad, so.
No, and no one feels bad, and no one's saying anything about it. Have you noticed? Very little commentary about it. Now, part of that is because the Patriots aren't saying anything about it. Right. But I find it interesting that for a team that we always complain that they always get the calls and blah blah blah. Yeah. Now when they didn't get the calls or when they actually got hurt by the calls, no one is really saying anything about that. So
I can't see into the future. I've been talking about this with a buddy of mine for a while. I truly believe Brady this is his last year with the Patriots. It's not his last year playing. This is his last year with the Patriots. There's something there. I don't know what it is, but there's something there that he is not really happy with. I don't know if it's because Kraft went to get a massage without him. I don't know what it is. There is something there that he's not happy about. And it could be that he's got nobody to fucking throw to.
Yeah.
And maybe he feels he could get that opportunity somewhere else.
I think I agree with you. I don't think he plays in New England next year. But I do think he plays somewhere.
Yeah, he'll play somewhere.
I mean, he recently came out and said he thinks he can play till he's 47, which is 5 years from now.
I don't know about that, but
look, if you put him behind a great offensive line, maybe, right? You never know. But let's take it year by year, Tom. Let's not get crazy, But I think my point is he really wants to continue to play, and I think he will continue to play. The Patriots and the Bills are at the top of the East. The Bills are one game back. They look like they're going to make the playoffs at 9-4.
Yeah, they'll probably.
However, there is a problem. There are two teams behind them at 8-5 that are not leading their division right now. So they could potentially be wildcard teams in the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tennessee Titans that we talked about earlier. So we really got a 3-horse race for 2 spots. You can put the Texans in as the same as the Titans, right? Because if they don't win their division, then they would be in that spot. Who makes the playoffs out of those 3 teams? Let's start with the South because you got to fix the division. You got to fix the division before you deal with the. Who do you think wins the South at this point?
I'm gonna say the Texans win the South. I'm gonna say the Texans win the South.
Okay, so then you've got 3 teams for 2 wild card spots.
Yeah.
You've got the Bills with a 1-game advantage over the Steelers and the Titans.
Yeah.
Which 2 of those 3 teams make the playoffs?
I think the Bills are good. The Bills lost to the Ravens yesterday, but they played a pretty good game.
Competitive game.
Second half they played much better. So they shown that they can adjust, especially against a very mobile and good quarterback in Lamar Jackson. So that's a lot of positives for that team. The Bills are going to get that first wild card, and the Titans get that second one. I'm not banking on
the Steelers.
Joe Schmo, third stringer on the Steelers with a bunch of I can't even name anybody on the team except
now,
Mike Tomlin.
Here's the interesting part.
The Bills are going to beat the Pirates or the Steelers next week.
The Bills go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. That game could be for the playoffs.
I don't even think that game's going to be close.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I think Steelers defense are going to have a handful. Because Josh Allen can, if Josh Allen can just limit his throws and be a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Bills are going to blow him out.
The way you say limit his throws, like, in other words, run the ball, don't throw the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a great arm. He's not accurate. I mean, he can throw to the moon. but he won't hit the moon.
He misses it.
He misses the moon. Like, come on, bro.
Look how big the moon is. How could you not hit the moon?
Come on, man.
You can throw it that far, but you can't hit it.
So, yeah, that's my...
I think the Steelers win next week. I hate to say this because the Bills have had a nice season so far, and we've kind of... Well, I haven't. You have kind of adopted them as your second team here, picking all their games right along the way. But I think they lose next week to the Steelers, and I think they're gonna be the odd man out.
Well, I finally got one wrong last week. So,
right.
Who they play? I can't remember, but I got it wrong. Either way, I got it wrong.
But still, you've been pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just can't trust. I can't trust anybody on the Steelers. The Steelers have been playing good defense, actually. I
don't trust any football player on the Steelers, but I do trust Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin doesn't play.
He's done a masterful job with that team.
He doesn't play.
Dude, they have been decimated by injuries, and yet here they are at 8-5. So I trust Mike Tomlin. The exact opposite of what we have going on with Bill O'Brien and Jason Garrett, right? A guy who somehow motivates his team, motivates the entire roster, 1 through 54. And they come out and they play good football, they play tough games, and
well, I guess we're going to find out
win more than they lose.
If talent or coaching wins, right? Because the Texans and the Cowboys currently have better talent currently on the field, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like going into next week have
by far
better talent than the Steelers.
By far.
But it seems like the Steelers have the better coaching of the 3 teams.
By far.
We're going to have to revisit this next week. It's going to be interesting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. But again, I think the record speaks for itself. The Steelers have just been decimated by injuries, and they're sitting at 8-5, which the Cowboys have had some injuries, not nearly to the extent that the Steelers have, and they're 6-7. And the Texans have had quite a few injuries as well, but they're also 8-5.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It is tough. But yeah, we're headed for the last 3 weeks of the season, and it looks like a fun stretch out west. The Chiefs and everyone, the Raiders look like the Raiders have run out of gas.
I thought they had a run in them.
I thought so too, but when they lost that game a couple weeks ago
Against the Chiefs,
I think so. They just looked like they were done. And, they did a good job handling all the traveling that we discussed earlier this season, but at some point it kind of wears on you, I think, and unfortunately for them, that's it. They have run out. They seem to have completely run out of gas.
Well, I hope Buffalo and Pittsburgh give us a good game since they flexed it.
Yeah,
but
and it's probably the best game next week, right?
Yeah, there's really not many good games. Thursday night game is going to be a snooze fest. You got the Jets at Ravens.
Oh my goodness!
Monday night you got Colts at Saints.
That'd be no. The Colts
have really kind of
fallen apart.
They've had no luck on their side. Okay, the other game that might be a good one, it might be the Rams and the Cowboys. The Cowboys are catching the Rams at a real bad time, though.
Yeah. Well, or the Rams are catching the Cowboys at a really good time.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I look, at this point, the only reason I expect the Eagles to win tonight is because they're playing the Giants.
Yeah.
But I don't expect much from either one of these two teams at this point. I've pretty much thrown my hands up and said, look, I don't know.
These games are pretty bad. Patriots at Bengals, Buccaneers at Lions.
Who's watching that?
Bears and Packers might be an okay game because the
it's
Bears.
A rivalry game.
Yeah, Bears Bears have looked decent the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, but it's a rivalry game. That's the kind of game that will.
Texans, Titans, that should be good.
Well, that's an important game.
Broncos, Chiefs, who cares?
Chiefs.
You got Miami against the Giants. You got the Eagles and the Redskins. I mean, you got the Seahawks and the Panthers who thought firing Ron Rivera was a good idea, and then they lose yesterday. There's some pretty bad games.
And that's another one I don't understand. Like, what was the point of firing Ron Rivera?
They're in a race.
Well, not really.
Well, I mean, if they would have won, they would have stayed afloat. I think with yesterday's loss, they got eliminated.
They were 5-7, so they'd be 6-7 right now. Yeah. That's not really in the race.
Well, I mean, it's not eliminated either.
Well, not technically, but that's not really in it.
Yeah.
Not good. But hey, the NFL machine goes on.
So Lamar is taking over on the MVP race? Oh, you got to after yesterday's Russell Wilson's showing on prime time.
But here's the thing. The last game of the season is San Francisco and Seattle. If that game is for the division and he puts on another performance like he did the first time against the Niners, I'm going to have to go Russell Wilson again. I'm not.
I don't know.
It's just...
But the Ravens will have the best record in...
Maybe.
A better record than the Seahawks will.
Not by much. They're only one game ahead right now.
I mean, it's a tight race, but Lamar's gonna win it just because I think he's got the highlight reel and he's on.
Well, the highlight reel.
He's on a tad bit better team.
Did you see when he juked that Bills linebacker?
No.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't watch that.
It was, as they say in basketball, he broke his ankles.
Did he?
Oh my god, it was terrible. I felt so bad for the guy. I felt terrible.
Nice. Jay, if you're listening or you're watching.
Oh, he's watching.
The Giants just scored on your fucking Eagles. A pass from Eli Manning.
Oh, God. If Eli Manning wins this game.
I want it to be a really close game. Under 2 minutes. And fucking Eli just drives it down the field. 65 yards. Touchdown with 13 seconds left. to win 24-20. How about that?
Oh my goodness!
How about that?
Wouldn't that be something if Eli Manning comes back to win a football game, to mess up people's playoff hopes? Who do they have left? So they've got.
Well, more importantly,
hold on. They've got the. Wouldn't it be something? They beat the Eagles, then they go on and lose to the Dolphins, then they lose to the Redskins, and then they beat the Eagles again, and basically mess up anyone who's in the playoff chase. Which at this point is only the Eagles on their schedule.
Actually, I want us to play well just to show that we're kind of improving these past 4 games, but I don't want to mess up the draft position because if we get Chase Young, man, that guy's a beast, man.
Yeah, he is.
Fuck. I don't know how good it's going to translate to the NFL.
Yeah, he's a beast.
But I think he's had a sack in every game except one.
Yeah, he's an
college.
amazing football player.
So
I think he's going to be good at the next level. For sure.
if we get him, I hope so.
Oh, he's going to be good regardless of who gets him. He's good. Period.
Did you see how much money Strasburg is gonna be making next year?
7 years, $245 million.
Something like that.
So
That's insane.
I'm not a math major, but that's $35 million a year.
I don't even know how to spell that.
God, I hope my son becomes a baseball player.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I don't. I'm surprised he signed back with the Nationals.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm a little surprised at that.
I'm not surprised at that at all. I am surprised he got to $35 million. I didn't think he was going to get more than 30 or 32. But if he gets 35, how much is Cole going to get? Cole's got to be getting
40.
40, right? Unless he wants a 10-year deal.
Man, the way the Yankees make it sound, or Cashman made it sound, and knowing that, the Angels are coming in hard too, he's gonna look. Strasburg is 31 and got a 7-year deal. Cole is younger. He's 29. He's gonna fucking want a 9-year deal,
yeah, but
man.
I don't doubt that he will. I just don't think.
And the way the Angels and Yankees have the ability to throw money around at this point.
Yeah, but I still think that there's a I think people look at it differently. Like, I think baseball organizations, the teams, look at the total contract value because they know they're going to have to pay that.
Right.
We as fans look at how much every year, right? Because that's the way we relate things. We relate it to how we get paid, right? Our salaries are annual. And so I think that their teams are going to be hesitant to go much above $300 million for a pitcher. They're going to want to stay in that 200 to 300 range, in which case for him to get a $40 million deal a year, it'll be 7 years 280, right? Or 6 years 240. But I don't think they're going to go 9 years 360, right? That's just my gut feeling.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know, but that's crazy. I mean, and
Yankees might be desperate enough to do that.
I mean,
because I think they're desperate.
Well, yeah, no, the Yankees wanted one of those two guys for sure.
Yeah,
because they feel like they need an ace.
I'm glad
Tanaka's good, but he's not that good. Sabathia retired. They've got.
I'm glad Strasburg and the Nats are together. I'm glad he's staying with the Nats. You won a World Series. Why not try to build a run with the Washington Nationals? And the Nationals should want this guy because they were riding him in the playoffs.
And the Nationals have already said that they don't have the money to sign both him and Rendon.
Yeah.
So Rendon's going somewhere. My guess is L.A.
It could be.
Yeah, because
Texas could be a play too.
The Rangers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting a new stadium, so I'm sure they're going to want to,
make a splash.
Hometown kid.
Yeah.
Maybe he gives him a discount. Who knows?
I don't know about that. I don't think the hometown discount amounts to much these days.
Yeah.
That's just my gut feeling.
The winners of so far this winter are the Mets. because they got to steal DeGrom. The contract that they gave DeGrom is a steal right now.
Yeah, comparatively.
Because if he would have hit the fucking free agent market...
Well, he'd have been looking for that... He'd be looking for the same deal that Cole's looking for. Which,
maybe a little less. I think Strasburg ballpark, I would say.
Well...
Around 32, 35.
I think he'd be over 35.
Think so?
Yeah, I think he'd be in the same category. Look, Gerritt Cole had a fantastic season, but DeGrom's got 2 Cy Youngs.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, could be.
That to me puts him in the, and
I'm just glad we won't be able to find out for another few years.
Yeah, I agree with you. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. What else you got?
Nothing.
Nothing? You're done?
So you had a race this week.
If you want to call it that.
Well, it's a race. Well, yeah, it's a race, right? Because you got to start and you got to finish.
Yes.
So it's a race.
It's a race.
Now, it's a pacing race. You got to pace yourself. You can't, fucking just go out and,
So, yeah, it's Metal Monday.
Metal Monday. 26.2. That has to be that's a pretty big piece, by the way. But that's a fancy medallion there.
Yeah, you
a
like
little
that?
medal.
The runner moves.
Yes,
The runner runs.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, actually, this is not that big nowadays.
No?
The medals are getting bigger and bigger. So this is pretty average. Right? If you look behind me in the cases, those medals are smaller. And granted, they're older. But yeah, so over the weekend, I ran it's unfortunate they call it the BCS Marathon, but it stands for Bryan College Station, home of the Texas A&M Aggies. And look, a fantastic event. They do an incredible job organizing it. The only downside, the streets of College Station suck.
Like construction going on, or
it's not. You're running on a slant because the drop off to the sides is ridiculous.
Oh, that sucks.
So you're always running like you need a V8, kind of sideways.
So did you know that going in?
No, I did not.
If you would have known that, would you have considered a different type of shoe? Does that make it?
No, there's no hope for it.
No?
You just got to deal with it.
That's got to suck on your feet.
It does. And I'll tell you what the interesting thing about that is. My ankles and my Achilles are killing me today. I am...
Wow.
Like my thighs, usually your thighs and your calves, the muscles are sore. They're not that sore. But my ankles and my Achilles, oh my God, they hurt.
Wow.
And it's not a flat course. It's got a lot of up and down, and so your lower extremities really take a beating on that type of course. So
that's hard.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day. It was in the 50s, high 50s, but it was overcast. The sun didn't come out until like noon, which by that time I was done.
Runner's dream.
Yeah, so it was perfect in that regard. So a good day to go out and run for a few hours. But the organization was great. The race director was really cool. I've never seen this before, but the race director was hanging out at the finish line and greeting all the runners as they came in. Every single one of them. Race day, you figure the race director's got more important stuff than to just stand there. But he saw me cross, and we had a bit of an exchange because I talked to him previously. He's like, how did it go today? How did we do? And I told him, I said, look, your organization is great. If you can do something about these streets. He's like, yeah. He goes, I've told the city of College Station to flatten them out, but it would take a gargantuan effort. So, interesting.
Maybe, yeah, I guess. Maybe it'll take someone getting hurt for them to fix it? No? They just, no?
No, they're not going to fix it. It's just the way it is.
Well, congrats on finishing.
Thank you.
26.2 miles. This is your first full marathon after surgery?
No, because I ran Houston.
Oh, Houston.
So it's my second.
Are you running Houston?
Yes. Of course.
End of January?
Yeah, middle of January 19th. So,
okay.
yeah, 7 weeks from now, I'll be at it again. Hopefully, I'll be in better shape by then so that I don't hurt it. Houston's a much better course.
Oh, yeah.
It's flat as a board, and it's just a more runner-friendly, body-friendly, time-friendly course. So, looking forward to that.
Well, good.
But yeah, another marathon in the books.
Damn. Nice.
You got anything else? Anything?
You
want to go watch
Bueller.
You want to go watch the game?
I mean, I'm watching it here.
Episode 105.
105.
Episode 105. Welcome to episode 105. Easy listening radio.
No, we don't want to put them to sleep.
Welcome to 105.7, your classic oldies.
They're about to tune out. It needs to be. You need.
You want to go back to K-Rock?
Yeah, you need to be K-Rock, bro. E-Rock. Easy Rock.
No. 105 sounds like an easy listening station to me.
Easy listening, huh?
105.1, your jazz station.
Oh, yeah. Tune in as we set up the mood. Candles.
You're not a good DJ. Leave the DJing to me.
I was never a good DJ.
You got a shout out?
Shout out Eli fucking Manning making another star. What the fuck?
Threw a touchdown pass.
Threw a touchdown. He's got the ball back.
How old is Eli?
49.
No,
he's like 39.
Well, let's see.
39.
He's probably 38. Because he was in the 2004 draft. He was 21 at that point.
So what's that? 15 years?
21, 36, 37.
37,
Probably 37, 38.
Hey, shout out Eli.
Still, that's pretty good to still be playing football. To still be slinging the rock.
Yeah, hopefully. His arm doesn't fall off.
Yeah. My shout out goes to the BCS Marathon. Great organization, great event, fantastic. Congrats to all the finishers out there. It's a pretty decent sized race, about 2,000 finishers. So congrats to all you people out there running yesterday in Bryan College Station. With that, we've come to the end of another wonderful episode of the Positive Sports Podcast, episode 105, Easy Listening.
Easy money.
Easy Listening 105.
Easy E.
That would be me.
That would be you.
That would be me. Easy E.
I didn't say I wasn't talking about the rapper.
Easy A?
Easy. No, the rapper Easy E.
That'd be me too. I was a rapper back in the day.
You had the Jerry curls? The Jerry Juice Dripper?
Yes.
Jerry Juice Dripper.
Yes. I was all that, man, back in the day. Hey, as always, folks, if you want to interact with us, you want to reach out to the show, email the show, positivesports10@gmail.com, positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of this guy, Alex, how do you do that?
On Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho 1.
And if you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Twitter as well, at eMontana21. If you notice, I have no beard. The beard is gone.
Oh, fuck.
That's from the Twitter poll.
About time.
The Twitter poll said, get rid of the face fur.
The face first?
The face fur.
I think they meant face first. Keep
Maybe.
the beard.
Maybe they meant get rid of the face first. Get rid of all of you, but get rid of the face
Grow
first.
it again and...
Get rid of the face next time. Keep the fur, get rid of the face. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Alrighty, folks. As always, you can catch us on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy the week, and we will be back next week with another episode. But until then, as always, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.